Imagine a world where naval power dictated global dominance. Now picture a colossal European fleet, sailing halfway across the globe, only to meet its devastating end against a rising Asian power. This isn't fiction. It's the true story of the Battle of Tsushima, a naval reckoning that reshaped the 20th century. Get ready to dive into a tale of ambition, cutting-edge technology, and the dramatic clash that forever changed naval warfare. The early 20th century was an era of empires, and control of strategic territories fueled intense rivalries. The vast Russian Empire, stretching across Europe and Asia, sought warm water ports and influence in the Far East. This ambition clashed directly with the rapidly modernizing Empire of Japan, which viewed Korea and Manchuria as vital to its security and future. The Russo Japanese War erupted in 1904, a conflict many in the West expected Russia to win easily. But Japan, a nation that had transformed itself in mere decades, was determined to prove them wrong. Early land and sea skirmishes had already shown Japan's formidable resolve, but a decisive naval victory was crucial to secure its dominance in the region. To break Japan's growing naval supremacy, Russia made an audacious decision: dispatch its Baltic Fleet, the 2nd Pacific Squadron, to the Far East. Under Admiral Roshesvensky, this fleet embarked on an epic journey of over 18,000 nautical miles, a voyage that would test the limits of human endurance and naval logistics. It was a desperate gamble, fraught with peril. The journey itself was a saga of hardship. The Russian fleet faced diplomatic crises, including the infamous Dogger Bank incident, where they mistakenly fired on British fishing trawlers. They struggled with chronic coal shortages, forcing them to refuel in neutral ports under difficult conditions, often from colliers in open seas. Mechanical breakdowns were frequent, and the tropical heat of the Indian Ocean took a heavy toll on both machinery and morale. While the Russian fleet slowly made its way around the world, Japan was not idle. Under the brilliant leadership of Admiral Tōgō, the Imperial Japanese Navy meticulously prepared for the inevitable showdown. Every ship, from battleships to torpedo boats, was drilled to perfection. Their crews honed into a cohesive fighting force. Japan's intelligence network tracked the Russian fleet's progress with remarkable accuracy, providing Togo with crucial information. Crucially, Japan had invested heavily in wireless telegraphy, a revolutionary technology for its time. This allowed Japanese ships to communicate in real time, sharing targeting data and coordinating complex maneuvers, giving them a significant tactical advantage. On May 27, 1905, the long-anticipated clash finally occurred in the Tsushima Strait. Japanese scout cruisers sighted the weary Russian fleet, and Admiral Tōgō's flagship, the Mikasa, signaled the attack. The Japanese immediately employed a classic naval maneuver known as crossing the T. This tactic involved Tōgō's fleet sailing across the front of the Russian formation, allowing his ships to unleash full broadsides from all their main guns. The Russian ships, caught in a line, could only reply with their forward turrets, significantly reducing their firepower. It was a devastating tactical advantage, executed with precision and daring. The battle quickly exposed the stark differences in readiness and technology. Japanese vessels were generally faster, better maintained, and their gunnery was far more accurate, thanks to superior training and rangefinders. Their shells, filled with high-explosive Shimos powder, caused catastrophic fires and damage upon impact. In contrast, the Russian fleet's cohesion faltered almost immediately. Their signals were often delayed or misunderstood, smoke from their own funnels obscured visibility, and many ships struggled to maintain formation. The long voyage had taken its toll, leaving their boilers and engines less efficient, and their crews exhausted and demoralized. As the day progressed, the Japanese relentlessly pounded the Russian line. Key Russian battleships like the Knyaz Suvorov, Rozhesvensky's flagship, the Borodino, and the Oriol sustained fatal damage, erupting in flames or sinking. The Japanese wireless communication allowed commanders to dynamically shift fire, concentrating their firepower on crippled Russian vessels. As dusk fell, Japanese torpedo boats launched daring night attacks, further decimating the scattered Russian fleet. Many ships were struck, sinking or becoming immobilized, their crews facing a desperate struggle for survival in the cold waters. The chaos and destruction were overwhelming, turning the strait into a graveyard for the Russian Navy. By the morning of May 28th, the battle was effectively over. Faced with overwhelming Japanese firepower and mounting losses, Rear Admiral Nikolai Nebogatov, commanding the remaining Russian ships, made the agonizing decision to surrender. It was a moment that crystallized Russia's total defeat. The statistics were staggering. Russia lost nearly its entire Baltic fleet, with 6 battleships sunk, others captured or scuttled. Approximately 5,000 Russian sailors perished, with thousands more captured. Japanese losses were comparatively light, with only a few hundred casualties and no major ships lost. Tsushima was a crushing, unprecedented victory. The strategic consequences of Tsushima were profound. Russia was forced to sue for peace, leading to the Treaty of Portsmouth in September 1905. Japan emerged as a major world power, its prestige soaring and its control over the seas of East Asia solidified. But the impact stretched far beyond Asia. For the first time in the modern era, an Asian power had decisively defeated a European empire in a large-scale conflict. The myth of Western naval invincibility was shattered, sending shockwaves through colonial powers worldwide. Naval thinkers in Europe immediately re-evaluated their doctrines, emphasizing speed, gunnery, communications, and integrated fleet operations. Tsushima proved that battleships alone were not enough. A holistic approach to naval warfare was essential. The defeat at Tsushima also had significant internal repercussions for Russia, undermining the Romanov dynasty's legitimacy and fueling revolutionary fervor that would erupt in 1917. In Japan, the victory boosted national confidence, but also contributed to a more aggressive military expansionism in the decades to come. More than a century later, the Battle of Tsushima remains a powerful lesson in history. It wasn't just a clash of steel and fire. It was a reckoning of strategy, technology, logistics, and human spirit. It proved that vision, meticulous preparation, and technological synergy could overturn even the mightiest fleets. Tsushima reshaped naval doctrine, shifted global power towards the Pacific, and continues to remind us that in the currents of history, one battle can indeed reshape the future. What do you think was the most crucial factor in Japan's victory? Was it technology, strategy, or sheer determination? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this deep dive into naval history fascinating, hit that like button, subscribe for more incredible stories, and ring the notification bell so you never miss an update. Let's keep exploring the pivotal moments that shaped our world together.